And good evening one, good evening all. Welcome back to another episode, live and exclusive to YouTube. I am your host Swishbone for the remainder of the evening. And for those of you who have never been here before, well, normally at this channel we play games blind for the first time and give our reactions, jokes and banter in the chat box over in that direction. But tonight, we are continuing my long drive and sojourn through the classic Gran Turismo 4, played via modern means on a PC, but either way, it's the classic game from the PS2 era, one of my big jams when I was at university. For those of you who've been here before, whether you watch me getting curb stomped on Shin Megami Tensei 4, going through the creepy airship in Rule of Rose, perhaps you've been watching me go through all the Persona and Danganronpa games. Maybe you were here for the weird streams like Manual, Samuel and Doki Doki Literature Club, or for some of the really classic streams via Twitch, the likes of Portal 2 and Forza Motorsport 4. Either way, a huge welcome back to all of you people, new and old, because without all of you, the channel would be active, but would be nowhere near as interactive or as reactive. So get your comments in there one more time, and yes, Avian jumping in and saying, good evening, you're the audience for the remainder of the evening. You're glad it's Friday because you barely survived work yesterday. Well, I barely survived work today. I know your pains. Either way, we are back and we're going to carry on the Formula GT World Championship. And get ready for it, people. Because we are on our way to one of the most annoying places of all, the Côte d'Azur, aka Monaco Monte Carlo. And this is a 100% distance race. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm qualifying. There is no way I'm starting from the back of the pack at this circuit. It ain't happening. So we'll get rid of that annoying logo first, get started, and we'll understeer wide at Sandoval, but we'll just get around the corner. You know, Avian, Queen, see you laughing there, Avian's joking. I don't know what song that is you're quoting there, Joe. I'm going to enjoy my blissful ignorance here, shall we say. So good evening to you. Yes, we are here in the Principality, the city-state Monaco, Monte Carlo. In the just north of the Mediterranean, very, very nice weather, but great place. Home of the F1 Elite due to tax laws, and a circuit which the drivers all love winning at. Everybody in the gaming world hates driving at it, and we're here for 78 laps tonight. Yes, be prepared for a long one, people. This is going to be a very, 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 very difficult race indeed. Made all the worse because in the modern games, there's no runoff in this circuit. They don't have the modern runoffs. I'm not missing much. Well, fair enough then. I'll take your word for that one then, Joe. I will take your word for it. So the question is how much the tyre wear is going to be like on this circuit, to be honest, because it's going to be a tight one. It might be one where I could get away with actually detuning my car and taking some of the revs out, because I get the feeling that I'm barely going to hit the top gear at all. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm hitting 106 and then topping out. So I might be better off actually taking some of the gear ratios down for this one. Then again, I don't know. Up the top of here, we're not getting far off top speed, so it might not be a bad idea to leave them. We'll see. It was voted one of the worst songs ever made. I can't believe that. I mean, I've listened to some absolutely dreadful stuff in my time. Worst song ever? Probably. Gotta be careful in what song I choose here, actually. Okamura's Palace and Persona 5 Royal. That's a pretty nasty theme music song, actually, now I think about it. You just crashed. Well, we're not getting pole position with this lap. If we do get pole position with this lap, I'll be absolutely stunned. Well, apparently that was fast enough for pole position. 124. Okay, that's a surprise. That's a big surprise. So here we go. I mean, I could just B-spec bob this, but no, we're A-specing it. Here we go. Yeah, we start in pole position. Best place to be. And I love that backdrop of Monaco there. Look how low-res that castle is on top of the hill. You can tell that's a classic 2D splash art, can't you? 38 miles an hour. Which in a road car would be quite thrilling around Monaco. In a Formula 1 racing car, it's horrible. So here we go, Max Verstappen time, here we go. Speaking of Verstappen, by the way, today's qualifying, I did see it. What a strange qualifying that was. First two parts of qualifying were very cool, and then the third one got somewhat of an intervention. Something I haven't seen for quite some time, to say the least. Yeah, we don't want any heroics into Sandoval. Instead, I'll just go wide at Portier, because why not? Yeah, this course is notoriously difficult because it's just so tight. And you don't really get the grit to go all-out attack. It's a really annoying course. As I say, the drivers love it, but most gamers can't stand it. And as I say, it's the circuit we did take on for 99 laps in my Jag when we did the 1,000 miles tournament, if you remember that far back, people. That feels like so long ago, doesn't it, when I did the Jag for 99 lap races. So this is where it's now time to manage our pace. We've got a decent lead as we head into the second lap. Oh, that was very wide of the apex there. I got nowhere near it. But luckily, we are quite far in front at the moment. So this is a chance for us to just get our head down. Into Tabac. That was very nice. Hugged the inside apex beautifully there. Taking the karting line at Raskas, not the way to take that corner. Ooh, damage our tyres, not good. So with this circuit, it's all about patience. You have to be constantly thinking about your line. You have to be thinking about taking it nice and smooth. It's one of those circuits where you don't really get much in the way of a break. You're constantly on it because it's so short and so tight. You don't like take Le Sar, for example, where you get the long straight, the Nürburgring. Even at the likes of Fuji, you have like quite a long point where you can just relax into the car a bit. The closest you get is here in the tunnel, and even that you can't really relax in because of the kink nature and the blind entry downhill into the Nouvelle Chicane. And unlike in regular F1, you can't just go through there and bail out if you get it wrong because there's brick walls. Makes you wonder if they want to bring those back for the future. Be a good way to stop track limits. Also be a good way to kill the drivers, I must admit, but that's not the point. So yes, on the topic of gaming and Gran Turismo though, I've heard about the latest drop in the 7th game on the PlayStation 5. One of the things they've decided to deploy is a new version of their what they call Sophie AI, which is kind of like a machine learning AI. There's just one problem with it from what I understand. You can only use it on 9 circuits, and apparently it's only a competitive AI if you race against it in stock cars. So if you have any cars with racing tyres, aftermarket parts, etc, etc, you absolutely dominate it. Now, I don't know if this might just be me, but I think Polyphony Digital have missed a massive trick here. Wouldn't it have been better, instead of deploying it as an arcade mode where you can randomly choose a load of cars, but it's only worthwhile in stock mode, wouldn't it have been better to make a 9-race championship with the special AI, with a really decent payout that's actually a really hard championship to win? Wouldn't that have been much more like it, like the Chile missions? For me, that would have been so much better. They've missed a massive trick there to give like the players something to actually truly aim for. It's a shame. But we are well in front here. Our pace is just so much stronger than the computer. I don't know what their lap times are, but we're currently miles in front, and we're only on the 5th lap. Now, of course, my tyres are going to take a pounding here. I can already see them going yellow. So realistically, we're going to need to stop anywhere between laps 6 and 8, I think. Because of the medium tyres, we can't wear ones that will last for a long time. But we're at 25-second gap already, so we've almost got a pit stop in our pocket. So with this, we're able to just cruise. I say cruise, but I'm not cruising at all. That was a pretty nippy lap, not bad at all. I'd say this is where it's all about patience, and you just got to sit back and relax. I'm hoping that the next circuit's going to be a little more fun to drive. This is going okay though, so I can't complain too much. I expected this to be really difficult because I'm just not very good at this circuit. But apparently the computer is even worse. So it's a pity we're not doing the task course. That'd be fun. Flat out power for like forever. But the thing is, the test course is so long, it'd only be about 50 laps. Because the test course is massive. I might have to put in this lap, you know. My tyres don't look good. The rear tyres have taken an absolute pounding. Oh god, no. Joe Monaco in the SRT Tomahawk, oh lord. That would be insane. I mean, I did the Tomahawk grind at the Tokyo Expressway, so I know how ridiculous that car can be to drive. I'd say it's one of the most bizarre cars in the world. I've got video footage on my channel of like a 15-second clip where the car is just too fast. It's almost impossible to handle it. Yeah, this is definitely time to box. So we're going to bizarrely have to stop one lap from the end, I think, unless I'm so far ahead, I can afford to carry on through it with bad tyres. We'll have to see, because I get the feeling that this is just not going to work. You don't have GT, but you have to try it on GT6. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could reinstall GT7 just to do that, but I don't really want to. Right, yeah, we're not going to refuel. We're not going to need to do that. But we are going to put new tyres on. Now, with any luck, we should come out ahead of them. And if we come out ahead of them, then we're sorted. Oh yeah, we got a decent gap here, so that's fine. So So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and be more gentle on the power. Because I'm getting a lot of wheel spin at the moment. And I'd say the wheel spin is what's causing the problems. It's just chewing the tyres to pieces. Excellent, okay, this is working for now, and then we'll hug the inside line. So considering that was an out lap, that's quite a decent lap time, that, to be honest. Not bad at all. That felt a lot smoother coming out of that corner. Because it seems that they're going to stop on like lap 9 by the looks of it. I believe this is round 7, Joe. I believe it's round 7 we're up to. I could be wrong, but I think it's round 7 we're doing. Yeah, it is round 7 because I started the race on 60 points and I've won every race so far. And now oh, they've gone into the pits. I've just seen on the radar that they've gone in. So that's cool. So they've gone into the pits, which gives us plenty of time. I'm just hoping that we'll get a decent lap. But I get the feeling that the next race, now that we've done Monaco, I reckon the next one's going to be the leading Nürburgring. I just have this feeling it's going to be the Nürburgring next. If it is, then that could be an interesting stream. Monaco and the Nürburgring back to back. We've also got a leased Fuji GT, but I don't know if it's going to be Fuji 2005 or the old Fuji. I also expect Infineon Sears Point to be here at some point. We might see another street race, but I'm trying to think where would be a good one for it. We've already had the one at Tokyo. We've had here, we've had Lasalle technically. So, possibly Hong Kong, or maybe even Seoul, now I think about it. Seoul in Korea. That'd be strange though, because that's such a short lap. That'd be a very long race. It'd be a fun race as well, don't get me wrong, it'd be pretty damn fun. Apart from that massive roundabout. Yeah, the Hong Kong street race. But that'd be tough with that hairpin corner. Past all the buses are. That could be a really difficult corner. Could be as tight as this one. But they're quite far behind me now by the looks of it. They're quite a long way back. So the big question is just how far back are they going to finish? Because at the moment they're on course to be absolutely dominated again. Yeah, Laguna Seca I'm expecting that, because this tournament seems to be both IndyCar and F1. So Laguna Seca makes perfect sense. I won't be surprised if Laguna Seca's on the list. We might see Swimmer and Motegi as well now, think about it, because that's quite a long circuit. Suzuka's definitely going to be on, and I get the feeling that Suzuka's going to be back towards the end of the season, possibly even the final race of the season. So there's a lot of circuits in the modern game that we don't have here, like the Circuit de Catalunya, Spa-Francorchamps, tracks like that which we would normally use, Monza. So yeah, but they're not in this game unfortunately. But if they did this tournament in GT7, they're the kind of tracks that they could have, and it'd be a brilliant tournament to do. I mean, hell, that's one thing I could look to do if we reinstalled GT7. Host a league of open wheeler. Hold an online racing league, that could be fun. Well, that's a new fastest lap, I'm surprised at that. I'm surprised that was fast enough for a new fastest lap. Very surprised. And the tyres feel a lot better now for some strange reason. I think it might be because I've been less aggressive on the throttle. So if I'm going to be less aggressive on the throttle and carry enough speed through the corners, I might be able to get a couple more laps, and if I can do that, that'd be great. It was like this when I rode the race in the Jag now, think about it. The Jag was all over the place at first and I was pitting all the time. And once I learned a bit more on the throttle management, I was able to make the tyres last that bit longer, and the Jag went on to dominate. That's true, actually, yes. In Gran Turismo 2, the Eau Rouge is technically in it. You're quite right. The license test circuits in GT2 all featured like hidden homages to other games. It was and tracks. It was quite clever in many ways. Speaking of license tests, that's another thing they've introduced in the latest update. They've introduced another 50 license tests. Why? They've just introduced them for no reason. You can get a master license now. But what's the point? Because the highest license you need to get any of the races is the A license. So why is it even there? It makes no sense. Yeah, I've just done an Nico Hulkenberg, barged someone out of the way at Rascat of the Lowe's Hairpin, now known as the Fairmont Hotel Hairpin. I'm going to try and get one more lap, purely because if I can, that'll stop me pitting on the final lap. It's not going to be easy this lap though, but I'm going to try it. Oh, we're getting a tow at Beau Rivage. Oh, get out of my way. Interesting, you don't have to do the license tests. I find that quite surprising. So these tyres have very much hit the cliff. I've felt the grip go on this lap. The grip is no longer there. But I'm getting the extra lap I need, so that's the main thing. Nicely parked. You've unlapped yourself for now. Enjoy it while it lasts. And I'm not going to pit again because I'm not going to fuel again. But yeah, this is quite a long race, this. We're only at 15 laps. This is going to be a very long race, this. Meanwhile, good evening, Irish the Jack. Just seeing you jump into the chat there. You just reminded me to, you said get hey everybody. That's giving me a, I don't know why, but that reminded me to get rid of that logo. Yep, it's Friday evening, all is good, everything's fine. Ah, nice one, Irish DJ. I've been thinking of making a new cosplay for next year. So have I. And it's been inspired by a user on Reddit who's managed to do something I've not been able to do. And it's made me rethink a plan for a cosplay that I want to do. All I'm going to need, though, is I'm going to need to get some fabric paints. And I also need to get a full-body bodysuit. That's what I need. If I can do that, there's a cosplay I want to do. But I need to do a lot of work to make it happen. Yep, Joe, great idea. Taking it easy for the weekend because you're going to be watching the F1, aren't you? That's what I'll be doing. Sprint race weekend after all. So what's this cosplay you got in mind, Arister Jack? Or you want to keep it under wraps until you've done more with it, maybe? That was a poor line then. I almost took my car out. Nope, that's no good. Again, gently. I'm trying to do what I can to keep the tyres alive. Rest, relaxation and sleep, Avian. Sounds lush to me. The only thing I might do is I might do some more level grinding on Shin Megami Tensei 4 because last night's stream was quite tough in places, it must be said. There was a few things that caught me out. So for those of you who saw any of last night's stream, I do apologise if the content disturbed you. There was parts of it were quite disturbing on last night's stream. If you didn't see it and are planning to check it out, I'll put that little warning out there for you all now. I bet that's a big insult to you, isn't it, Avian, being called a cat, considering how much you love doggos. Don't worry, it's not nasty disturbing. Well, not really, but it has a few things to it which are a bit like, oh, that's wrong. That's not pleasant at all, kind of thing. And of course, the trademark SMT bullshit happens in the stream as well, because, well, it wouldn't be SMT if it didn't. That's the signature dish in many ways. What, you doing? Well, time to die. Working tomorrow's not fun, Queen, but at least you got the Sunday off. That'll be quite nice. Oh, I've just nearly been hit by somebody leaving the pits then. That was rough. And Joe, you might find it funny, but trust me, you talk to the Megaton fans and they'll all agree with me. The SMT bullshit is one of its signature dishes. The game likes nothing more than to curb stomp you for doing well. It's one of those. It's almost like in other games, it has adaptive difficulty. It'll like make it easier for you when you're struggling. In SMT, when you're struggling too bad, when you're doing well, it'll scale itself in ridiculous ways to make you lose. It's like, no, you are in the apocalyptic demon world. You are going to suffer, and that's why we all love it. Just about got away with that then. It's said with love, Joe. It's not kind of bitter. I'll love it. I'll love it as much as I hate it. Kind of vibe. But yeah, the tyres are holding up pretty well actually now. They've come back to me in a way. You see, you have to have a really almost robotic way of driving, which is not so bad if you get the pattern right. But if you get the pattern wrong, you're squealing your tyres, you're burning them up, you're running out of grip. You see how much faster through the corners I am there. I left him for absolute dead. He had no idea I was there. It was like, oh, I'm being passed. What the hell? Oh, okay. They're faster through the Nouvelle chicane, I'll give them that, but it's the only place on track where they're really keeping up. I think it's because I've got a car which isn't suited to being like in snake directions kind of thing. Oh yeah, don't fear the Reaper. I mean, Queen should do that for the video that they put on their channel, or I should do it for the one I've done for Reaping the Reaper. I should do that. The only problem is they get copyright claimed. That's part of the reason why we don't want to do it. So you put all this effort in and some faceless arsehole goes, oh no, this is mine now. All mine. But yeah, this race is going to take a while. It's going to be like an hour and 45 minutes, I think. But I think I am going to have to go into the pits this lap because the tyres are just reaching the edge of reason. Unfortunately, no, Avian. If you use any kind of the music, it's going to get claimed no matter what, which is annoying. Right, I think I'm going to have to fuel here, but not very much. Queen, haven't you already done that in one of your Let's Plays? I'm sure you did that once before. And it's actually a really simple idea, to be honest. Avian, did you put rats on purpose to follow Dishonored? Did you do that on purpose? Because if you did, well played. Ah, you want to do a proper video? Now I'm with you. It's the simple things, Avian, isn't it? It's the simple things that bring the joy. I mean, you have to have a very simple mindset to find joy from my streams. All you people out there who watch, thank you very much. Without you, these streams don't count. And yes, Arista Jack, for a stream that happened purely because we randomly finished a game early, this series has gone on pretty well and we're still nowhere near completion. We're about 74% or something like that, I believe. And this tournament, by the way, we're not even halfway through it, because every race is 100% distance. Every race takes hours. This is one of the hardest championships to finish. Quite a lot of people use B-spec mode. Me, I'm A-speccing it. Oh, get out of my way! Move! Leader coming through. Get out of my way. Oh, shucks, thank you very much, guys. You all make me feel very, very humble when I see that. It's amazing. So it's all about just having fun and crashing into walls. Yeah, that too. Crashing into walls. So we're aiming to get towards. I mean, what lap are we going to need to be at? Lap 30. Around about lap 30. Oh, God. We're coming up towards half race distance. Lap 36, I think, is half race distance. To give us an idea of how long it's going to be, this stream. And now we're deep in the slipstream of the Ferrari, and I'm going to try and go around the outside of Massenet into Casino Square, and that is how you overtake a car. You can't do that for real, by the way. Never try that in a real car. You will crash, I guarantee it. Yeah, getting rammed by the AI, that's one of the big problems with this game. The AI will pit maneuver you. They have no sense of etiquette for green flags, blue flags, red flags, yellow flags, you name it. None of them count. In terms of the longest stream series I've done, Avian, that would probably be... Ooh, I reckon that's going to still be Persona 5 Royal. Persona 5 Royal was 44 parts, and some of those streams went as long as 5.5 hours plus. So I think Persona 5 Royal is probably going to be my longest one that I've done. But this is up there. I must say, if you count it as one series, the Danganronpa all four games, but I don't count that as one series technically. It's like one in a greater series. Final Fantasy VII, that was quite a long one too. So there's quite a lot of long stream series I've done actually when you think back through the periods. But for me, the one that's the longest is still Persona 5 Royal. So Persona 3 FES was pretty long as well, because that was 29 parts. It's odd, the mainline SMT games haven't taken as long. It's because they've not got as many social mechanics to manage and bullshit to deal with. Oh yes, you gotta grab coffee. Coffee is life. Yep, I'm not following you through Macedon Casino Squad. That ain't happening. That's true, actually. Yeah, the SNT unalive bullshit is one of the reasons why it goes on. But like, it's funny because everyone talks about how hard Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne is, and I didn't really have much difficulty with that. But Soul Hackers SMT4, on the other hand, they've given me some real frights. They've been really difficult. Minotaur, I'm looking at you. Then there was Persona 3 with the table. That gave me a rude awakening, didn't it? Yes. In terms of one of the harder races to do, this is it. 78 laps of Monaco in an F1 car. You just get massive tunnel vision from it because it's just like barriers everywhere. Even with the vision of the med and the high buildings, you just reach this point where you think, I just want it to end. But this is why it's endurance racing. It's about being able to keep your focus. It's about being able to get your line right and see the bigger picture. Trying to save your tyres, something I'm not very good at. We're going to do 2 more laps, then we're going to be about on par. We'll do more laps than the AI, but they're lapping a lot slower than me. So that's not to be surprised, because they're saving their tyres by lapping a lot slower. The problem is they're lapping so much slower that the offset for the pit stops is being easily made back. Martin Brundle has always said that, you've got to be careful of that. And oh wow, 1:16.4, where did that come from? The lap did not look that good. Where did that lap time come from? Right, 1 more lap. I've got to try and stretch this stint for 1 more lap. Lap time is getting a switchier mess here. Even though that final corner was one of the best I've taken it, that was a slow lap, and this is going to be even slower. But this is what you got to do. You got to stay the course, aim to get the lap in as best as possible, and then that way you can keep your cool, keep your head. Oh, felt the car go very twitchy then. if you listen to the tyres now, you can feel them biting into the circuit and just like scratching repeatedly, like a kiddie scratching at a scratching post. It's doing exactly the same thing because the grip is just not there in the tyres now. It can't just light the power into the rear wheels. It just doesn't have it in it. The good thing is though, this track's actually proving quite economical on fuel. Oh, yep, the tyres have gone. The tyres are completely and utterly gone. I've had to limp back to the pits. Red tyres. Oh, I didn't mean to refuel then, damn it. No matter, it'll keep me going. And welcome back, Avian. I've just seen you post there in the comments, and we've come out not only a lap ahead, but we've got an extra pit stop on them too. So it just shows the difference in pace between the human and the AI. It's ridiculous. But this is going to be a very, very long race. We're probably going to be looking at about an hour and 45 minutes, I reckon. Which for Monaco is actually very, 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 very slow indeed. Because the lap times in these cars just aren't at the extent that you normally see. But that's okay, because it's a nice long cruise. Oh, just about got away with that. Yep, this is all looking pretty strong thus far. So at this point in the stream, it's just about settling back and relaxing, because you can't really take your eye off the road, you can't really do too much, you just got to keep focused. And that's why a lot of people struggle to A-spec these kinds of championships, because it's just that there's a lot of concentration required. And even if you take your eye off the road for a couple of seconds, it ends in disaster. So while 118s are not very fast lap times compared to what you can achieve in the likes of the F1 games, for instance, it's still, for this game, very fast indeed, because the cars just aren't designed for it. Because while they do have downforce, they don't quite have the physics that you do, because they're focused more on actual Gran Tourism and Le Mans prototypes. Oh, straight into the wall. That wasn't very good. So this is pretty solid pace that we've got. It's doing okay. I honestly can't believe how long this race is going to be. This is going to be a very long race, this one. The more I look at it, the more I think it might be close to 2 hours. Which it might have been in the 70s, but it wouldn't be like that in the 2000s, no way. Hell, most races have a 2-hour time limit in F1. Yes, that's good. Oh damn, a 1:15.9. Holy hell, where did that come from? That's a lap time. Hello. That's speed. Yeah, that's the kind of lap time which is great, but not great for my tyres, if you know what I mean. It's like, yes, I can do that lap time. Now, leave me alone, I know what I'm doing. Kind of thing. That lap time could have actually been faster, or screwed up the final corner. That could have actually been a faster lap then, but never mind. But now the tyres are crying out for mercy, so I've got to slow it down for a bit. It's like the car's had its fun, it's gone ahead. One more lap after this and we'll pit again. We are good. Yes, we are. Yeah, the tyres have definitely fallen off the cliff again. So yeah, we're on for a very long race here. It's going to be past 1 hour 50 minutes because we are only just coming up to half distance now, would you believe, people? We're not even at half distance yet. Refueling off, don't need any fuel. Okay, this is good. Not a bad starting lap, this. And then we want to be aiming right here, that's good. Bit too greedy on the inside corner then, but we'll get away with it, just about. So we're past half race distance now, people. Oh, got away with that. Bit of a straight line in the corner, and we got away with it, dogs. The car jumped, so it's not good to do that. You don't have suspension damage or anything in this game, but what you do have is extra tyre wear by doing it, because your car has to reset its grip, so it's not the safest way to take the corner. That's right, up Beau Rivage. Take you here. I deliberately aimed wide then to try and half wall ride so he wouldn't undercut me and go back past. I need to make sure he doesn't get back, unlap himself, because it'll cause problems if he does. little bit too aggressive on the throttle then. That's not wise. Oh, no you don't. No you don't, mate. This is my corner. Go away. Yeah, not this time. Not allowing that. So at this point it's just, yeah, repeating the lap, getting it going, keeping your rhythm. Nothing more you can really say or do. Tips wise, it's just about learning the circuit and hoping for the best. Trying to keep your tyres alive, that's the big one. Interesting, he just clipped the inside wall then when he went into the corner. Don't know if that's a mistake or if there's a bug in the AI that means they always take that line, and if they do, it's not wise for them. Because yes, they're technically getting all the inside line, but they're also getting dirt on the tyres and they're losing grip. Overtaking the tunnel, you don't normally see that. You do, however, see that quite a lot. That was because I overshot my braking point. Had nothing to do with the computer, that. So I mean when I talk about how you have to keep your focus and your concentration, there's proof of what can happen when you don't. He just made me very slow through the Rascas corner, so you're giving me that slipstream and you're getting out of my way. You've cost me critical lap time then. Luckily, I'm not at risk of losing the race at the moment. So it's not normal that people A-spec this championship because it just takes so long. So it's a rare. I say it's rare. I've not watched a lot of other streamers, so for all I know, they all do it all the time. But I've not seen it recommended to me as a series that's been done before, which is interesting because you'd think with all the support for things like F1 and open wheel racing, you'd see a lot more of this. But no, it seems to be, unless I'm being given a lot of stupid stuff from the algorithm, which is probable now I think about it, you normally see people trying to B-spec it to get it out of the way as quick as possible. So I don't know if I've actually done that good on my on my tyres this time around. I can do at least one more lap though, so that's what I'm going to aim to do. Yeah, I learned my lesson from last time. I wasn't celebrating doing a overtaking the tunnel. I thought, no, I'm going to get rid of it. Well, that very nearly went badly wrong, but got away with it. Just. Pretty much drifted into that corner then. Not a good look. It might look fast, but it isn't, so we'll not do that again. Fuel's low, tyres are low. Yeah, I think it's time for us to box. So let's do it. Now that was a well-timed pit stop. That was perfect timing to get out ahead of that car then and not lose any time behind it. That was a proper F1 pit stop. You see that all the time in the real sport, where they come out fractions of a second ahead of the car at the end of the pit lane as a way to try and avoid getting held up. Ah, that's interesting. They've all gone into the pits on the next lap. So that gives me a big chance to pull out a decent lead on them now. And hopefully come out ahead of them at my next stop. Because I don't want to keep coming out behind them. It's not a good look for me. It's certainly not good for my tyres. You see how robotic that line was then from the AI versus mine. My line was a lot sloppier, but at the same time I carried more speed into it. The AI has one line, one speed, whereas I, being a human being... Ah, nice, we went side by side through Anthony Noakes. You can't do that for real. That's not possible. But it now gives me a big chance to jump ahead. Almost at the 50th lap, people. Can you believe how far we've been going for this? This race just does not want to end. Running the car through minimum speed there to try and just essentially not have the tyres like spinning up behind me, because spinning tyres aren't grippy. They just chew themselves to bits. You don't want that. Yeah, this race can be exhausting. You're not wrong, Joe. Because again, it's like doing the one for the 1,000 miles. It's just such a repetitive race, and it's a race where you don't, as I say, you don't get any real chance to unwind. At least at the Le Mans race, for example, or the Nürburgring, you get the mile-long straights where you can just kind of like get your energy back, take it a bit easy. Here, it almost feels like the corners just don't stop coming. And you feel like you're constantly on the attack, and you're just waiting for the next opportunity. You're just going from corner to corner to corner, so you're having to constantly keep moving. Oh yes, 1:15.5. Thank you. That's a good lap. I'll settle for that. Yep, so this is a long race. Well, that wasn't the best line coming out of Portier then. We got that totally wrong. Yeah, that wasn't a good line to sand the vote either. One more lap after this and we'll pit again with any luck. Something felt a bit funny and the car seemed to squirt left, so not sure if I re-stunted my analog stick, but that might be the problem with that. One more time. I think we can get away with no fuel at the stop. Oh, yeah, rear tyres have let go. I just felt my car squirrel sharp to the right then. Lucky for me, that's the pit lane. Just 24 more laps to go, people. We're into the final stretch. 3 pit stops it should be. And I am hopeful that we're going to come out ahead of any other cars, which will make it much easier. And we did. Excellent. I say it's probably one of the more challenging races to do this because it just takes so long to do. And it's a race where it's just, as I say, you apart from maybe here, it's almost constant chicanes, hairpins, undulations, and control. So it's a very difficult race. You can't switch off when you're driving. You can't switch off behind the wheel. I mean, they say you shouldn't switch off behind the wheel when you're driving anyway, but when you've got like a mile-long straight and there's no traffic, and you've got all the time in the world just to take it easy, get your energy back, that's what you should be trying to do, really. Take advantage of the scenarios, make it work for you. Okay, we're looking good. All we can do is keep going. That wasn't the best line for there, but we still got a decent lap time out of it, so it's not too bad. For Interlagos, Joe, good question. I mean, for the sprint tomorrow, I think it's going to be a bit more routine, and I expect it to be a battle between the Ferraris and the Red Bulls, with possibly McLaren springing a surprise. On the Sunday, because of the way the grids come up, unless Lance Stroll decides to become a torpedo, Verstappen's going to drive away with it. But with Norris starting in 7th, Sainz down in 8th and Perez in 9th, then there's all kinds of potential chaos. And while there's no rain expected for the remainder of the weekend, it's Interlagos. It's like a microclimate at Spa. Anything can and will happen, so there's potential surprises all around, really. I mean, what's your thoughts? What do you expect? Oh, sorry dude, if I spoiled that, I do apologise. I do apologise. I think he qualified 9th, yes. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was down quite low on the field. Yeah, I mean, 3rd and 4th are quite interesting ones, to say the least. Out of my way. Nice, a 1:15.5 and even faster time. He just disappointed in the P9. I'm pretty sure he was down in P9. Yeah, he didn't have the best of qualifying all round, to be honest. He was very lackadaisical. He didn't do very well. Let's say Q1, Q2 are quite interesting to watch purely for that reason. You can see what happens in it. It's a case of very, very, very close throughout the field. So I don't think it's going to be an easy race, but then again, we don't know who's got what race pace, so it's difficult to call. in low 116s despite that crash at the final corner. And we've got slipstream, thank you very much. Yeah, Max wins the battle between the Ferrari, McLaren and the Mercedes seems pretty on point from what I've seen all weekend, to be honest, Joe. But it's an interesting one because obviously at Brazil, with the nature of the circuit being so quite tight and compact, it's hard to get a massive lead and dominate. So it could be possible that this won't be as easy for Max or the others at the front. But then again, it's early in the weekend, we don't know. Yeah, I'd say, no worries, mate. I'd say I just don't like accidentally doing things like that. It's never cool. Worse is when you see people who do it in the thumbnails. That's what really annoys me. You know, people who put an obvious spoiler up there. It's like, no, don't do that. But then again, I've got an add-in to my browser which removes thumbnails, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. That started great, but then the second time nearly spun the car. Not brilliant. Right, this time we are putting fuel in the car. 16 laps to go, people. We're not far off the end now for the first race. So I'm going to fuel it up to about 60, and that'll mean we won't have to stop for fuel again, and it's purely going to be tyres. Yeah, I've not got time for that, mate. No time to take a bath dodging around yet. Not this time, mate. Not this time. Yes, we're into that final stretch, people. We're not far off now. Can you believe it? This race just feels like it's never wanted to end. But even though it's not actually been that long, it's just been a strange one to do. It's just that it's not as fast or flowing as the other circuits, so it's not as easy to get your eye in as such. But, you know, you just got to do what you can. And now we're making smoke. Oh yes, that was a nice piece of lapping there, if I do say so myself. Because, you know, I've got to have a massive ego, I've got to make myself sound like a professional. Newsflash, I'm not. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to stop on lap 72, and if I can do that, I will have enough tyres to make it to the end of the race on one more stop. That's the plan here. It's just a question of whether we've got the pace in the car to do it. Well, we've got the pace. What I mean is, have I got the ability to hold the tyres even? Pace isn't the problem here. It's durability and stamina. Oh, that's convenient. He's going to the pits at the moment and trying to lap him. Perfect. Thank you for that. You've done me a massive favour there. So now we're making smoke towards the end. We've got 11 more laps to go, people. This isn't too bad, is it? So it's not going to be 2 hours long, this race, but it's going to feel like it by the end. And we've still got one more race to do after this, because we do 2 races. It's a question of which race we're going to get. I say, knowing my luck, it's going to be the Nürburgring. And if it is, that's going to be challenging, because that's going to be the opposite problem to this game. This race has been loads and loads of laps, keeping your tyres fresh to minimise your pit stops. At the Nürburgring, we'll have maybe, I don't know, 15 laps, 20 laps possibly. And the tyres will be dead after 1. So that's going to be a real challenge. I'm expecting that race at some point. If it's not next, it'll be sometime soon, I think. Say Monaco in the mid-season seems about right, and then usually it stays in Europe. So I'll be expecting the likes, as I say, of Nürburgring and more. But I've got another 4 laps to try and make these tyres last, and I don't know if I'm going to make it. If I can get into lap 70 or 71, however, we'll be alright. I really don't want to have to do a second stop if I can avoid it. I've got the fuel, it's just about keeping the tyres alive. really don't know if these tyres are going to last. If I get to lap 70, I could just about make it. 71 would be ideal. I must say, speaking of going into the pits all the time on this track, it's reminding me of a video that I saw years ago where someone using one of the F1 games, basically they got a safety car and they deliberately blocked the pit entrance so the safety car couldn't get into the pits just to see what would happen. And eventually the field overtook the safety car and everyone got disqualified. And the thing is, they put like Sky F1 commentary over it. And it was just so funny, like some of the stuff that happened, like the length of the laps and everything else. It's like, say, if you look at like, I think it's like Monaco, Lewis Hamilton disqualifies everyone, something like that. It comes up, and every time I see it, I just laugh. Yeah, I got the feeling that I'm going to have to pit at the end of this lap, which is annoying. But then again, I suppose, yeah, actually no, it's fine. The end of this lap I'll get away with. So I'm currently like looking around to see where I'm going to come out versus everybody else. The good news, as I says, I'm not going to need to get any fuel, so that's going to make a quicker stop. And I expect them to stop again as well, because they're out of sync with me, and usually that means that they're going to stop at another time. And they usually stop at somewhere daft like lap 70. I reckon about lap 74 or 76. They'll stop at a stupid time like that because they're not factored in running a stint to the end, which is something, again, the human driver can do. You can look at your pace and go, when can I realistically need to pit, just to try and get your laps to go to the end. Of course, we saw at the Austin Grand Prix how that backfired for Mercedes. This could be tight, but we might come out ahead of the car that's just going around Rascasse and Anthony Noakes. I think we're going to make it. It's going to be tight, but I think we'll do it. Yeah, perfect. Couple of car lengths, just what I needed. And that means I've maintained my lap on the field. So we can now go to the end. There's only 7 more laps to go. Let's get those lap times in. That was a bit of a wide angle, but we'll get away with it. I lost a lot more revs than I thought I did then. Oh, I almost came into the stop in the middle of the hairpin. Not the fastest way around the corner. Still, we've managed to get a decent lap time, I think, so that's not too bad. Excelente. Yeah, that'll do, not bad. Yeah, this is fast. We're doing alright. 73 or 78. We're so close now, people. Oh, damn it. Well, so much for that lap time. That lap time's gone. Well, I say that, I still ended up in the 116s, which is pretty awesome. So good, so close. Nice one, getting there, slowly but surely. I just want this race to end. It feels like I've been doing this for bloody ever. I did say it's a tough race to do this when I called it when I called the race last time. I said I expected it to be this track. I knew it was going to be a tough one. But I remember Niki Lauda once said the best way to win a Grand Prix is as slow as possible. No, that's not good. Yeah, I told you, look at the pitting in now on lap 76. What's the point? You might as well stick it out. Well, then I gotta say that if your tyres are that gone, there's nothing you can do. There's no point dawdling around 3 seconds a lap at the pace with dead tyres. Well, maybe 3 seconds you can get away with, but if you end up like 10 to 15 seconds a lap slower, well, you're screwed, aren't you? This lap and the next lap, we're almost there, people. We've almost made it. It does feel annoying that they couldn't have scaled the tyres to be like real F1 tyres though. In real F1 you'll do this race in one stop. You might possibly do two, but quite a lot of people just do the one. Get in front, back everybody up, win the race. That's what Nico Rosberg did in 2014. So here we go. We're on to the final lap. Soon the misery will end, people. We're almost there, and thank you very much for all you people who stuck around, because this is not the most exciting race to watch. In terms of like interactivity, you don't really have time for it. You know, you got that many corners to flow through. It's technical, it's fast, it's rampant, it's narrow, it's a tyre breaker. It tests your driving to the limit, I will say that. It tests your ability as a driver. Not just your speed, but your ability to command the race and think tactically. Like deciding how long to push the tyres for. A conservative driver would have pitted 1 or 2 laps ago and then scaled it to have a lot more pit stops. Me, I thought I'd ride through the pain. And that's how we've got to where we are. We're almost at the end now. There's a couple of corners to go. To back, then the swimming pool, then Raskas, and then Anthony Noakes. But the tyres do not want to hang on. The tyres have reached the limit of the grip. It's going to be a slow crawl over the line. And I don't care. I don't care if it's the slowest lap I've done in years of this circuit. Doesn't matter to me. Because on clapped out tyres, we go towards the pit crew, and it's 7 for 7. And look at that nice drift around Saint-Devote there. Very nice drift indeed. And as you can see, 4 laps down they were, which is quite a lot in an F1 race. To finish 4 laps down is quite hard, to say the least. So as you can see, that gets us a very nice haul of points, and we are well clear of the field now. We've got 4 race victories in our back pocket and change in terms of distance. We are well clear. We started on pole position, and after an hour and 50 minutes, we have managed to make it to the end of the Monaco Grand Prix for a measly 100,000 credits. So what we'll do is we will very quickly exit back to the main menu screen, just so we can trigger the save. And I'm going to very quickly stand up. It's always wise to give yourself a little bit of a standing room, just so that you don't put yourself under too much pressure, hurt your knees. To give you an idea now, we are currently 74.8% complete. That's how far we are along. So, we've done the first race of the evening. Ironic, the moment I showed that, Avian, is when your comment came through. It had nothing, that was pure intuition. So there we are. So, what's race number 8 going to be? I said I think it could be the Nürburgring Nordschleife. However, I also think it could be one of the Fuji layouts. Let's find out. We are going to Seoul Central. Well, I said this could be a circuit. I'm surprised it's in here. We are doing Seoul in Korea. 113 laps. Wow. You're getting your change here tonight, people. We're going to qualify. We're definitely qualifying. Now the question is, are we doing the forward layout or the back layout? Oh, we're going forwards. That's cool. Right, let's see how this car handles around the circuit in Seoul. Oh, well, on cold tyres, it didn't handle that very well at all. So this could be an interesting race, this, depending on how fast the lap times are going to be. I mean, the lap is shorter than Monaco, and the track is wider than Monaco, and the speed, there are a lot more straightaway here than Monaco. So we should, realistically, have a much faster lap time. So let's find out. Nah, no worries, Avian. You go get yourself fueled up. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I say I might still be on by the time you're done if you decide to come back, but if not, no worries. Enjoy your night. Have a good time, and I'll catch you later. This actually feels really nice to drive as a track. I need to brake a little earlier for that corner, maybe around about 80 metres. But a 45-second lap. Wow, okay. Let's see how fast we do. And it's a question of how many laps we can get out of the tyres. Realistically, if the tyres can go for... I mean, we're going to need to aim to get to at least lap 11, I reckon, so we do a 10-stop strategy. Still, a wide line there taken, and that's actually helped me out, because I've actually got a bit of a lead already. At this circuit, it's all about precision line. Yeah, that first tree is a good marker. That first tree is a very good barometer for your actual stopping point. So get ready for this, people. We are on for a very, very rapid fire race here. I like the fact that they've got this circuit in here, but I'm surprised that they've actually used it as a one for the F1 because it feels a bit short. In many ways, I'm almost doing the the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here because the layout is so similar. Obviously, the Azerbaijan layout's got a bit more length to it and a bit more technicality, but we're still getting like these kind of rapid fire laps, and it's incredible how much grip this car has. And because the surface of the road feels very, very flat, I'm able to plant the power a lot earlier. And that's great for driving. was a little wide, but we did carry a little more speed out of the corner, so it could work out in our favour. And say at this circuit, it's all about incremental boosts to actual speed. Hey, no worries, Queen. Say don't apologise. I'm one of these people. I've said it before. I've said it again. I don't demand instant interaction from anybody. You know, if you guys want to sit back and just watch the stream, you sit back and watch. There's no requirement to fill the chatterbox or anything like that. I always find it really irritating when you see content creators who start demanding things of their audience. I find it very entitled. It's a case of, you're my audience, mine. You'll do what I say. No, that's not how it is. If people want to chill out and do video editing or read books or talk to their mates on Messenger or hell, just like lie back and listen, that's fine. It's like there's no demand to do anything. I've never liked that from content creators. And if anyone sees me start demanding that people that from my audience, let me know and I'll fire myself. Now I'm thinking this race might end up like the race at Fuji in the super speedway, where I'm not pulling out massive leads on the track, but they might stop much earlier than me. I get the feeling this might be one of those circuits. Although I did mess up that corner a moment ago, which isn't the smartest play. But we're on the streets of South Korea. Brakes a little too late then, but I'm still pulling out like 2.5 seconds a lap on the field, which is monumental speed. And when you're on a track as short as this, 2.5 seconds a lap is domination. That's a lot of time. And I say I was aiming to get to at least lap 11. I'm hoping I'll destroy that and get way beyond it. I'd love to get to lap 20 because I'd only need a 5-stop strategy, but I can't see the tyres going that long. Can't see it doesn't mean they won't. This is actually the kind of shows. Alright, where you can like sit, you don't quite switch off, but you can take it a bit easier because it's a course that is much less technically demanding than Monaco was. It's far less demanding to drive, and at the moment, let's say 5 minutes in, we're already on lap 8, so we're doing incredibly well. The only thing I've got to be careful of here is the fuel. That's what I've got to be careful of. How much fuel I end up using. Red gauge, well, you can see the little fuel gauge to the left of the speedometer. That tells you how much fuel I've got. And so far we're looking quite okay. So realistically, I don't think fuel's going to be a problem. I just might have to refuel at every stop, which is no big deal. Oh. Yep, I braked a little too late then, but I got away with it. By straightening out the car, I was able to focus, and I'm already nearly lapping one in the field. That's unbelievable. I shouldn't be lapping cars at this early in the race. That's insane. That's ludicrous. So that's me making one of those dash cam videos for cutting someone up on a roundabout. My rival will be pointing at his steering wheel going, dash cam, dash cam. If you ever seen those videos, you'll know what I'm on about. This is crazy. I've already put a lap on 2 of the field with less than 10% of the race done. And if that carries on, I'll lap them 10 times. That is farcical. That's absolutely farcical. Considering we're in equal machinery as well. These cars are equal. Well, I've not done anything to mine other than made a minor setup change. That's all I've done. I've not got any faster engine parts, I've not got faster tyres. Not got anything like that, and it's just been absolute crushing performance. As I say, this race is fast, very fast indeed. I did not want to catch a car here. That was the reason I didn't want to catch a car there, because he wouldn't get out of my way. I knew full well that was going to happen, but there was nothing I could do to stop it. I've also got to look out for where the pit entrance is in this car, on this track. I think the pit entrance is in a really awkward place. So doing the old box is not as simple. Yeah, that's the pit entrance there. So you have to do a hard left in order to get in, which isn't the easiest way to box your car, but you just got to do what you can at the end of the day. Yep, that's second place right ahead of us. Nice and wide there. Okay, thank you. I'll take that slipstream. So yes, we're doing pretty good for pit stops at the moment. We're on for between 5 and 6, which are 113 laps, is pretty good. But we'll see how far we can push it. Starting to feel a little loss in grip when going left. Only a little, mind, but it's still there. It's still conscious in the back of my mind. So the good thing is I've got at least 3 pit stops in my pocket. No, I've not actually, to be fair. I've only got 1 pit stop because we're only a lap ahead. and the 40-second lap means one pit stop, so I've got to be careful I don't get too cocky on that. That was a very wide line then, but it worked. So if I can make these stretch out to lap 19 or 20, then we only got to stop basically 4 times. And that would be advantageous in a big, big way. Because this might surprise people, but the more time you keep on the track rather than stopped in the pits, the faster you go. That might shock people, but it's the truth. And I say we're at nearly half a tank of fuel now, so we've definitely been running the fuel down. So I'm going to keep on pushing these tyres as far as I can go. And I'll be honest, I reckon that's the end of the next lap, because that left side tyre is now being very, very unreliable. It feels kind of undrivable on that left hand side. But at the same time, I'm still getting the grip. It's weird. It's an odd one. It's an odd sensation. Part of me feels like the grip's completely gone, and then suddenly I've got confidence again. I'm on a knife edge in terms of my driving at the moment. It feels kind of liberating, actually. It feels liberating to have that sense of adventurous, exuberant driving. So for now, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to push these tyres as far as I can. Oh, no, I braked too late then. That was me. That was nothing to do with the tyres. Yeah, ironically, it made me faster. And oh look, they've gone into the pit at the end of lap 20. So now that they've gone into the pits, that means I can go in and not have to worry about coming out behind anybody. Going to need a little fuel, possibly only a couple of units though. Yeah, 21 laps has already gone, people. Yeah, I'm not going to need much. What I was listening out for then was the sound of the wheel guns. And once the wheel guns were off, that's when I was in position to be able to get back on it and push. So here we go. We're back out, we're in the lead, and off we go. And as you see, we gained time on the computer then because we didn't fuel to the top. So our fuel wasn't maxed out, because we don't need full fuel. Due to the pit stop strategy we've got enough fuel to do the laps that we did before, and maybe I've got a little surplus as well. So it's all about maximising our time on the track. This is a very, very fast race, and I'm actually enjoying driving it because it's been more. There's been more chance to actually take it easy a bit more. It's not been as punishing in terms of its lines or anything like that. It's very easy to get into a decent flow that's very fast. I think that's part of the reason why I like it, because it's got a fast flow to the track. I'll be very honest, it's a very easy circuit, this one. It's very, very easy. A lot of the corners like there, for example, look at all that extra room you're given to explore and put full power down. Get maximum attack, go as wide as you can. The only really challenging corner for me is this one, and it's because it's a really long, requires a lot of patience corner. But you say there's very few corners on the circuit, so it's all about speed, this one, and just control. But it also means you can cause quite a lot of damage to your tyres because you lean on the tyre more. By going as wide as I do, I carry a lot more speed. So as you can see, we're not far off quarter race distance already. Literally in about another 3 or 4 laps we're at quarter race distance. And it's been a very, very easy approach. I gotta say, it was nice to have a very, very long, very tiring championship race at Monaco and then have this as a palate cleanser. It's nice to have a circuit which is just fluid, fast, flowing, relaxing to drive, because I'll be honest, there's only a few corners to think about, so you can really put the power down, almost drive on autopilot. It's just such a nice experience. You just got planted grip, planted power, and even when you go wide, you have the confidence to stamp on the gas. And even when the AI wants to try and run you off the road, you've still got enough performance in the tank to pull away. It's glorious. It's so beautiful. I'm not aiming to set any record lap times here. I'm not aiming for that. What I'm aiming for is a maximum performance in the car. Just to be able to know that I've got enough pace in the tyres, enough fuel in the tank to keep going. So I didn't technically need to stab on the brake there, but it corrected the trajectory of the car. There we are. That was second place that I've just lapped. See, you can tell that by the lap time difference. He's right behind me, he's in the tow, but it doesn't bother me that because I'm going to get away from here. See, much faster through that corner. I carry a lot more speed. And this is about using a wheel. This is just using a controller. It shows how the game is not one that requires you to invest in a lot of equipment. A lot of people have said that to enjoy Gran Turismo 7 you need VR and a wheel and everything else. Well, all due respect, I'm not spending £1,500 on one video game. You know, I want to be able to use my tech elsewhere, and if a game needs all that bells and whistles to be enjoyable, it's not enjoyable to me. I'd much rather have a game I can sit back and relax to at any time. And that's what GT4 does. It's that sense of being zen, meditative. You get into such a focus and you almost enter kind of like a dream state. Walter Roll said it best in his review of when he was driving for Lancia in the World Rally Championship. And he said it was just like a dream. The car did exactly what he wanted it to do. It fit perfectly. If he wanted to go into a corner on a certain line, he could. He just had all the... He felt like he was otherworldly, ethereal. And that's a kind of beautiful feeling to have when you're driving. It's nice to have that sense of otherworldness, like you're just absolutely in the zone. Nothing's going to stop you. You are going to win. That's what's a real nice experience. Nice one, was fastest lap. It's incredible how well this holds up. I'm amazed at how gorgeous it looks, how fluid it feels to drive. And I'd like a higher frame rate, yes I would, but it was a PS2 game and they did the best. They got amazing quality out of it. Considering that Capcom had to massively nerf Resident Evil 4 when they ported it from the GameCube, to see what Gran Turismo 4 got out of it is absolutely unreal. Oh, a bit too close to the wall that. I got a nice little tap against the barrier. Not a wise thing, you don't want to do that so often. Oh nice, 42.4, thanks to 2 slipstreams. Very quick lap, we're not going to match that anytime soon. It was purely because when I went into the roundabout hairpin, I was up at nearly 220 miles an hour. So yeah, nice smooth race thus far, isn't it, people? And we are on track to finish in under an hour and a half, which is great. So we are low on fuel, but that's okay, I don't mind. So I want to be low on fuel because it means my pit stops are at maximum efficiency. Yeah, tried braking at 100 metres, but it didn't make any difference. I got that much overspeed, as David Coulthard calls it. I couldn't get the car stopped in time. But what can you do? You just got to get your head, get the foot down and go for it. You know, you got to put your foot down and drive. There's not much you can really do. Yes. Quick. So with races like this, get comfortable. That's all you can do. It's annoying, but it's part of the game. Let's keep going. Let's push these tyres. On to 1 unit of fuel now, but we're not done yet. There goes another car that we put a lap on. Meanwhile, Rose's jumped in saying, good evening teammate, how are you doing? You know what else I've seen you about? What have you been up to? You keep yourself busy? I'm slowly battling through this race on the streets of South Korea. As you can see, we're lap 42 of 113 because it's a very short lap and it's a very fast lap too. And that rear left tyre is now dead, so it's time to go into the pits. Excellent, good to see you keep yourself busy, that's awesome, Rose. Been up to much in general or just life? You know how it goes. Interesting, you say you love South Korea. I've never actually been. I've been to Japan obviously, but I've never done Korea. And I'm absolutely fine, just keeping myself nice and smooth. Yep, we will get fuel in the car, we're going to need it. Yeah, that was the sound of my elbow snapping. Apologies for that horrible sound, people. So we're going to need to get to around about 45 to 50 units of fuel. We'll go with 50, that'll do. I can understand work getting in the way, and say, mate, that's one of the things in life, I suppose. I mean, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes, you should recognise this top. Thought I'd wear a racing one, considering it's a racing night tonight. We're in racing game mode, so I thought I'd wear a racer's shirt. Even though it's a motocross one, not an actual car one. But it'll do. Yes, have you been planning anything for the new year, for Christmas, or are you just going to take it easy? Oh, hang on. I just noticed Get Ready to Drive was stuck on the car. I didn't change my view to sort that out. Yes, let's get rid of that annoying text. No one likes looking at that. So I've actually been coming up with an idea to do a cosplay, and I need to get some fabric paints and a bodysuit for what I want to do. And I'm also going to require a lot of practice when it comes to pattern design, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try it, and the worst case scenario is I'll buy the equipment and start again. Oh, that's amazing! That's awesome, Krauser's knife. That's awesome. That's fantastic. So you're going to do a Jack Krauser. Watch it, rookie cosplay. That's pretty cool. I gotta say, fighting Krauser in the first knife fight on professional difficulty is really annoying. Oh, no, you just want the knife for Comic-Con. Well, that's cool, that's awesome. I suppose, I mean, obviously Leon gets to hold it, I suppose, so it makes sense if Leon uses it as well. Ah, that's fair. No, that makes sense. Yeah, the like the Castlevania-esque one. That'd be awesome. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. Maybe like going for the whole contacts look for that then, or is it just the black cloak and everything else? It's still awesome either way. So the first time I saw that model, I actually thought immediately it was kind of like Castlevania. Not in a bad way, it was just interesting. Ah, you're gonna get through the Silver Ghost. That's fair. I'd say in terms of what I've got coming up, in terms of events, I've not got nothing now till next year. Well, I mentioned before how essentially I want to get like a full bodysuit and some fabric paint. The reason being, I'm actually going to do the Demi-Fiend. But what I'm going to need to do is, I've been looking online, because I obviously can't just body paint myself because I've actually got real tattoos, so it'll clash. So I'm going to need to use a bodysuit for it. Now that's fine, I've just got to get some fabric paints that'll stay long enough to make it work. And doing the design of the pattern is going to be annoying. However, the advantage is I'd only have to body paint my face and my neck. So there is a benefit to it as well. So you're looking to buy the costume, are you, Rosa? Where are you planning to get it from? Because I've seen quite a few vendors that do those costumes. All depends on where you get it from and what quality you're going to get. It would be awesome to see the Nahavino v Demi Fiend. That would be awesome. Randomly run into a Flynn cosplayer, that'd be quite funny. Have I only seen what on easy cosplay? Seen what? What do you mean? I say in the game canon they're opposed, but yeah, it would be kind of cool. I know that when Persona 5 Strikers was made, that was made by Koei Tecmo, who are responsible for Dynasty Warriors, but they're also responsible for Dead or Alive. So I want to see a Megaten fighting game using the Dead or Alive engine. That would be pretty awesome. Oh, the villain cosplay. I'm not for it, to be honest. I mean, I would say I imagine it's on a. I imagine Doki Doki cosplay do it. I won't be surprised if Cosal do it. I won't be surprised if they do it. Loads of places on Etsy will probably do it. So I mean, easy cosplay. I've had hit and miss cosplays from them. When I did my two Love Live cosplays came from them, and there are things I love about the cosplays. There's things I don't like about them. I think it's like, with costumes of that kind, and the more complex they get, the more you have issues when you buy them. So with the Leon Villain one, with all the ruffles and everything else, the big thing for me is making sure it holds shape. As long as it does that, you'll be sorted and you'll be golden. Oops, sorry dude. Actually, no, I'm not. Get out of my way. It's awesome that you've seen it though. Fingers crossed that they can do it. I mean, as I say, I'm pretty sure that when I got my Chica Takami Water Blue New World cosplay, which I've not yet been able to wear because I need to lose some weight, that's got a headdress with feathers in, and they came fine. So fingers crossed the same will happen for the Leon Villain one that you're on about, because if it's got that kind of built into it, it should be fine. Oh, I got distracted looking at the chat there, and I went braked way too late. No matter though, I will now take full advantage of a slipstream all the way down the straight. Yeah, that'd be cool actually. I can do my Leon Gangster cosplay or my Leon Nar. Both of which are excellent cosplays because you can literally take off a few accessories and you've got a perfect night costume as well. I've done that before. Relax. We are now at half distance, by the way. We are at half distance on this race. It feels much more like an actual race to get here rather than what we had at Monaco. The Monaco race, yeah, that was an endurance one. That was tough. Just because of the sheer amount of laps and the nature of the circuit. Well, that's awesome, Rose. I've seen that before, actually. You know, it's like people liking the villain characters because I say a good villain character has real suave to them. It's like, you know, you mentioned Sephiroth, great choice. Rufus Shinra, he's really cool. You've also got the ones who likes of Devil May Cry. So there's just like something about a good villain. Like in Resident Evil, there's been some great villains, hasn't there? You know, you got the likes of you got the Birkins. You got Hunk, for example, Alexia and Alfred from Code Veronica, Wesker. I mean, how many people love cosplaying as Wesker? You know, it's like it's amazing. Fuel's low, grip's low, and I'm not stopping yet. Because we have all the time in the world. Interesting. I've never seen that. That's an interesting way of doing it, that one, Rose. I'm not quite sure what you did to make that work, but it sounds kind of cool. Yeah, I agree with that one, Queen, actually. A villain that's actually interesting and actually has some reason for what they do is what makes them quite fascinating. As I say, Persona 5 Royal had a very nicely written villain, even though I kind of called them really early. Persona 4 Golden has a fantastic villain when you think about it. And again, look at the Batman Rogue gallery. You know, the likes of Joker, Black Mask, Two-Face, Harley Quinn. There's so many great villains that are so well written in those universes. Spider-Man too, to be fair. Spider-Man's got some great villains. You know, you got the likes of Doc Ock, you got the likes of Croc, you got Venom, Carnage. Absolutely awesome. Oh wow, use Mayhem mode in the main storage. Jeez, that is broken. And you like the original Maleficent Queen? Yes, great choice. I think one of my least favourite villains sadly was in Persona 4. Not Persona 4, Persona 3 even. I thought Persona 3's villain was really meh. It's interesting you mentioned not needing a knife playing as Wesker, Rose, because of course I'm used to Resident Evil Code Veronica's battle mode, whereas Wesker you could only use the knife, apart from one weapon. and I never understood it. You know, in the game he uses all these matrix moves, and in Code Veronica on Battle Game you can literally run around with a knife and that's it. Right, end of lap 64. This is when we're going to dive into the pits and change our tyres. You not one for a vanilla latte, eh, Rose? That's kind of cool, yeah. I say Resident Evil 5. I've never actually played Resident Evil 5 too much. I got really annoyed with it. I thought it was a really poor game. Maybe we'll see a Resident Evil 5 remake to actually address its flaws, because there's so much potential in that game in terms of its locations, but they absolutely blow it in the story and the game execution. A bit too deep on the brakes then. Got away with it thanks to the wide berth of the road, but that's not the point. That was poor, very poor. See, latte I liked was that dirty chai latte I had at Anime North. That was a great pick me up first thing in the morning. Oh, that's pretty awesome, Rose. Yeah, go for it. Sounds pretty cool. Ah, yes, Hunk. One of the more badass characters. Well, Naomi, I'm not surprised you say that the lap was so poor that you couldn't pay attention. You try doing after doing 17 laps of Monaco and 67 laps of this. Good evening to you. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, you and your Ferrari, you're no match for me. Get out of here. I can't mock anyone's jokes for being poor, Naomi. You've heard my jokes, so don't worry about it. No apology needed. I know full well my response was flippant and crap as well. I'm not very good at this, it has to be said. Yes, if you thought that lap was bad, you should have seen half the laps I was doing on Monaco. Jeez, I was all over the place. Absolutely awful. But I'm not exactly the biggest fan of driving in Monaco in this game, it must be said. Or in any racing game, actually. Monaco sucks. Yeah, definitely, that'd be awesome for that one, Rose. Thank you. I'm sure we'll cross paths at some point. And as for how I am, Naomi, I'm absolutely fine. Just bruising through another round of this Formula 1 championship. No sprint races here, it's just pure all-out attack. Agreed, Naomi. Yeah, Monaco looks lovely, but the races are very rarely exciting there. Again, I think it's purely because of the nature of the circuit. It's so compact, and while it's testing for a driver, it's just impossible to pass unless someone does something truly superhuman. So for me, it's a race that's there for traditional purposes rather than actually for excitement. But it's kind of fascinating in many ways. To say it's got an interesting history to it, Monaco. So when it rains, it's absolutely amazing there. When it rains, it gets so chaotic, it's unbelievable. And it'd be fantastic for a holiday, except for the price, Rose. You only go to Monaco if you're vehemently wealthy. Who's Andrew Tate? Name's not familiar to me. I've never actually been to Monaco, but I imagine it's incredibly expensive. It's just got that look to it, which is very much a case of, you know, it's like if you have a watch that's by anyone but Rolex or Omega, you're poor. Oh, I won't like him. Fine. Well, if I won't like him, I won't look him up then. Most Googled man of 2022, apparently. Well, he wasn't Googled by me, and I'm not planning to. I will leave it at that. I don't need to know. So there's a lot of things in life that I live under a rock about. It's quite crazy. The things I don't know about the modern world sometimes. And it's not because I'm a dinosaur either. It's just that I just don't. I'm oblivious. So basically, Queen, you're telling me to not do an avian when it came to Sonic fan art and not Google him. Got it. Yes, and I know it's a cheap shot, but I can't resist. When it comes to ignoring the rules of the internet, Googling Sonic fan art is right up near the top. It's almost as bad as Final Fantasy VIII artwork. Yes, thanks to certain video creators, I've seen some of the fan art some of the Final Fantasy VIII fans came up with. To this day, I've never quite understood what they were going for with it. I don't need to give any examples. Ah, Naomi, you're a connoisseur of bad fan art, are you? I pity you. I pity you for being naive enough to look at it. Ah, safe search. Yeah, I suppose. I suppose if safe search is activated, you might get away with it. Ah, so you came across a video of compilation of the weirder fan art. That's understandable there, Naomi. It's an understandable reason why you came across it. Thanks for the tow, now get lost. One more pit stop after this, so there'll be 2 stops, this one and the one after, and then we will be in the home and dry part of the race. As you can see, we're already at nearly an hour and nearly 80 laps across. So we're well in the clear in terms of like finishing this race in under an hour and a half. We should easily do that. The question is just how easily do we do it? Good evening, Charlie. Just seeing you jumping into the chat there. How are you doing? Yes, watching me tear it up around the streets of Seoul, South Korea. 81 laps of 113. We've literally just done a full race distance of Monaco. Ugh. That was rough. How are you doing, mate? Good evening to you. Deep in the draft and off we go. Ah, you finally got the interwebs back. How many weeks has it been, or months? It's been a while, probably. It's like, Rose, you don't have to apologise for why you're not chatting. I'm not one of those people. I don't demand interactivity from my chat. I've never understood why content creators do that. It's like they start gatekeeping the content and don't get so many, like, you know, subscriptions or comments or votes or, you know, all the kinds of shite. And I'm just like, your audience aren't obligated to do that. You know, no one's obligated to do it, and no one's obligated to apologise either. Just over a month, God. I thought it was bad when I moved into my new house and I had it for, I was out of internet for just over a week. But you know, being out of the web for a month would drive me potty. Oh no, sorry to hear you got the flu, Naomi. Fingers crossed that you get better soon. There's nothing worse than that, essentially. It's like horrible when... Ugh. Yeah, not a nice experience, that. I've had it many times, it's just not good. Feedback is important though, Queen, I do agree with that. Yeah, it's like... I always find it, like, silly when you see... I've not seen it on any of my videos personally, but you see, like, things saying, like... Huh, this sucks. Oh, well, thanks for that. Can you elaborate as to why? Was the audio quality poor? Was the video quality poor? Did it have a stupid clickbait thumbnail with some guy going like this? What was the reason? You know, tell me more information. I'm watching now, that stupid face I've just pulled will be the thumbnail for those who don't have thumbnails active. Oh, that sounds horrible, Naomi. That sounds nasty. I say the permanent pulsing headache, been there, that's not fun. And you say not being able to fully taste stuff is just really horrible, because you like what you like, and being able to taste it is a good thing. Yep, so let's get some fuel in the car. We'll need about 40 units of fuel, I reckon. Look at the high-res model of my mechanic there. Count the polygons on the helmet, people. It's not quite like the PlayStation 1 where everyone was totally jagged, but you can definitely see how these models still hadn't quite started to get enough detail to truly get the character models looking more and more like people. I'd say there's a charm to the older character models, I think, that look rough and have been cleaned up. It's like when I did Power Slave Exhumed. While a lot of the enemies in that are 2D sprites, the way they're cleaned up looks incredible in the Cax engine. I'm lucky I don't get migraines, but all the stories I've heard of people who have them, they're something I want nothing to do with. They are horrible. Yeah, just do what you can, keep yourself nice and keep yourself hydrated, and just listen to your body is my advice, Naomi. That's all you can really do. What I hate is when people like start trying to shrug off illness. That's what I really hate. Oh, you'll get over it. Oh, cheers, Lars. That's really helpful. Thank you. Oh, God. That sounds like my idea of hell, that, Queen, if it messes with your vision. Oof. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. That was a poor final corner then. I cost myself at least a second. Yeah, I did. That was a sloppy final corner. Did not hook it up at all. Naomi, I mean that sounds like an awful catch-22 to find yourself in. You're obviously struggling with one kind of pain, and when you take something to help mitigate it, it causes another. That's like when you're chopping dandelions on your lawn. You get rid of one of them, and then a cluster grow back a following day. Yes, I'm bump drafting in, people. How's that for getting a slipstream? That was almost NASCAR, that, the way I did it. So good luck with that, Rose. If you do get your move and you find a new job, it's awesome what you want to stay in the career in the field for. That's so cool. So yeah, I'm a pen pusher in my job. I'm a white collar worker. I have big respect for those who support others in the car community because it's a job that I can't realistically do. So it's awesome that you've got the drive to do that. It's so cool. You've got to look after yourself, Queen, absolutely. If your body's like not able to function, you've got to take that time off. It's not pretty, no one wants it, but you know, your reliability, if you're around people and you're suffering like that, it's going to make things horrible. I mean, I can understand the panic, but yeah, as you say, that's not exactly going to help, is it? In terms of a reaction. Whoa! Got a tank slapper and a half then. Whoa! Don't know what happened to the car then. Lost all grip, but luckily for me, I didn't spin out entirely, so I've been able to carry on. It could have been worse. Not long to go now, just 21 more laps. Yes! Oh, God, sorry, that's winding the clock back. Blasting around the Nürburgring in like all kinds of stuff. I remember taking the TVR Speed 12 around it and having absolutely no grip. In fact, I get the feeling one of the races in this championship will be at the Nürburgring in an F1 car. That'll be something to see, I'll tell you that for free. So, Rosa, I'd say GT4 is the best one in the series. It's certainly better than 3 because it has more cars, even though 3 has a great list of events, to be fair. 2 is awesome, but technically flawed because of the way the events work. GT1, it was the first game. It was great, but rough as anything. GT5, from what I hear, is kind of disappointing. GT6, I hear, is even more disappointing. And then there's GT7, which makes me angry, and I don't like talking about it too often because I sound like a broken record. There's too many things that game got wrong, and there's so much potential that's not tapped in it. It's so annoying. I hate untapped potential. Always annoys me. And as for Kumikoda's albums, they were amazing too. I don't remember that one, Rosa. I never saw that meme, but it does make sense. Yeah, speaking of your videos, Queen 30 to 10, I need to watch your next episode of Virtue's Last Reward for Zero Escape. I've been putting it's on my watch list. I'll probably watch that tomorrow. So my favourite Gran Turismo meme, Rose, is none other than the Ford GT40 at Rome. Do I hear boss music? A meme that was there in 1999, way before the meme became a thing. BK4? Not heard of that GT video creator, but awesome there's more out there. As I say, I remember seeing a list, I think it might have been Matt J did, like a list of like memes from Gran Turismo 4, like, you know, the best memes. And not just Gran Turismo 4, Gran Turismo, the entire series. And some of the memes that were showed just made me laugh my head off. Lost a lot of grip then also. Went a bit wide. Yes, there we go. Everything going absolutely smooth as butter this evening on this stream. We're in a very, very fast position. This lap time is just dropping away. I suddenly went very Yorkshire then. Lap time's dropping away. It's dropping away, our lad. Don't know what's got into me. All this northern air, I guess. Oh, you imbecile! Get off my racing line! Get off my racing line! I'm the leader, back in the loser lane where you belong. Get off my racing line, you git, you git. Ah, right, the error video for the Crash Bandicoot PS1 error. Yes, I remember seeing that. I say some of the fail-safe errors videos of all video messages never make sense. Ah, yes. Yes, Charlie. DC, when he was on his way into the pits and managed to crash. I should laugh, but I've actually done it myself on one of these streams, I'm sure of it. I think it was actually when I did the Grand Valley Speedway. I almost crashed because I lost all grip coming in the final corner and basically drifted into the pit lane. It was on the last stream, I think. Oh, don't start with the Top Gear memes. The amount of times I've used the "oh no anyway" one is ridiculous. I've overused it, to be honest. If it's possible to overuse that meme. I'm not sure it is, actually. There's something satisfying about just going, "oh no." Anyway. Something wonderfully sarcastic about it. Hey, it still works. Awesome, Queen. That's good. That's good for me. As long as it works. I mean, I'm not sure British engineering is up to much cop these days, Rose, sadly, apart from RF1 teams. RF1 teams do well. But it's like, in terms of like other things, we don't really do a very good job of it. But at the end of in my town at the moment, there's a place where they're redoing all the pavement, or sidewalk for those of you in North America. And basically what they've managed to do is start ripping up a path. And they've not put cones for the pedestrians to still be able to use the path safely along the road. So we're now at a point where you literally are stuck between two major highway turn-offs with no crossing, and they just expect you to cross the road. I absolutely bollocked the guys on duty today. I just pointed at this loads of acres of space and just went, loads of room for a safe pedestrian walkway there. Absolutely fucking loads of room. Apparently that may be the bad guy. I don't know why. I was the bad guy for pointing out a logical solution, apparently. And the thing is, I know that in the next 6 months that path will be broken again, because Whenever they redo the paths around here, they always get broken within 6 months. Yeah, I suppose that's true actually, Queen. Yeah, once you get called out, no one likes it. Well, to be fair, I'm not exactly, how can I call? I'm not exactly subtle with my call-outs, am I, to be fair? You've all seen my streams before. Ouch. Interesting perspective, though. I can kind of understand where you're coming from on that one, Queen. I always find that it's not just the fact that they do it during the summer and winter months. They always do it whenever they can. It's like, how can we inconvenience as many people as possible? Why don't we just rip up the highway? And no, that's true actually, to be fair, yeah. You're not wrong on that one, Charlie. I'm not exactly subtle. Again, most of you have seen me play games. It's like, you know, there's the brilliant mechanic of all these things, and what do? Power! Jump in, East End Thug. No messing around. Yeah, subtlety is not exactly my strongest card, it must be said. Which is useful in my line of work, actually. Can you prove this was this event? No. Well, on your bike. Not far off the end now, people. We've almost made it to the end of race 2. And this race has been a lot faster than the previous one. The previous one was very, very annoying. I don't see the point of eating grapes and drinking wine, because wine is grapes. I don't see the point in that. A block of cheese and wine, I understand that one, Rose. That makes sense. A block of cheese and wine, yeah. I get that one. That was very, very late on the brakes, but I managed to avoid crashing, so all is fine. Doesn't matter. Ah, denied. No cheese, but you got the Hovis. Well, better than nothing. That's right. Give me your slipstream, Mr. Ferrari. Come. That'll do. That is how you pull out of the slipstream at the last second, people. Was that planned? No. I expected to ram him up the arse, but I got away with it. Ouch. Thanks, Sally. I'll accept the praise. Praise me more. Inflate my ego. Make me sound like a professional driver, which I'm anything but. Yeah, I understand why he wasn't going to get away with that one. I get why he wouldn't understand that meme. Thanks for the slipstream. I didn't need it, but I'll take it anyway. Oh, just 4 more laps to go. We're almost there, people. And I've just seen that my fuel warning lights back on again. That's a problem. I might have short fueled. Ah, yes, GTA San Andreas. Deliberately crash into somebody. Ah, you asshole, man. Shit. Run a red light and smash some poor woman off the road in a perennial. You wrecked my shit. Knock some guy in a farmer off a cliff. What kind of license you got? A fishing license? Yeah, I was not a fair driver in GTA San Andreas. My CJ moaned about having the worst drivers in the world, and it was him who was always responsible. Every time. I would actually love to do a stream of GTA San Andreas, but I can't. I can't do it because of the language the characters use. Even though they use it in a way that's empowering to them, it's not aged in a way that's like conducive to the modern world. So as much as I'd love to stream that game, I simply can't. Yes, driving off Mount Chiliad on a mountain bike. It didn't end well though. I'm not surprised. I can't think why. Time I jumped out of a helicopter and the parachute didn't work. Yeah, that was amusing. I just realised I left Get Ready to Drive on. I got so distracted by the chat. So thank you all very much. Your messages mean a lot. You people out there watching are the only reason these streams carry on. So thank you very, very much indeed. We are very nearly at the end of this race. And I've just avoided rear-ending that Jordan. Came very close to going right up his trumpet. I got away with it. I've no idea what the bingo meme is, Dragon. I'll have to take your word for that one. I've no idea what that one is. So here we go, very final lap. We're almost there. We've almost made it to the end. I mean, Charlie, I think that's the last I think that's the last thing you'd expect, to be honest, Eddie Jordan. I don't think you'd expect me to do that somehow. The Toyota pod, oh god, the Toyota pod. And there we go. One more race in the can. We have managed to come way in front of the field, and wow. 9 laps down. Damn. That is a pasting. That's an absolute pasting. And in terms of the championship, oh wow, I mean, this isn't even close. Look at this. I've now got 5 clear victories in the bank. 5. So that's 2 F1 races in a row. I've not seen the Toyota pod account for a while, actually, Rose. You raise a fair point. So what we'll do is very quickly back out to the main menu, because that will allow us to save our game. Because fortunately on this mode you can save in championships, which is just as well. And I've just very nearly caused some issues for myself, but I managed to fix it. So what's our current percentage now? We're at 75% completion. Oh yes, we've got to 75%. So, I don't think I'm going to be doing another race, but out of curiosity, what is the next race? Let's find out. In race 9 of the Formula GT World Championships, this is where I think it's going to say the Nürburgring. Let's find out. We are going. Oh, nice. Infineon. Oh, beautiful. We're racing at Sears Point. That's where we're going to be taking the next race, which is actually absolutely amazing. A great track. And we will be picking this up next week when we will be playing this game again. Now, we are going to be off stream until Monday evening when I will be once again breaking the seal on the banned PlayStation 2 game Rule of Rose. For those of you who are there on the Halloween stream will know how unusual and creepy that game is, and I'm looking forward to seeing what more surprises lie in wait. But until then, thank you all very, very much for watching. And no, Charlie, I will not go near Eddie Jordan's trumpet.